Hey, what's up, everyone? Anthony here, AFT Dog Training. Today's topic could be controversy as usual whenever you're talking about dog training. This series that I'm doing dog training on, no, I am disproving scientifically the fact that force-free and positive only dog training does not exist. It's a fallacy, and it's as much as a fallacy as the Harry Potter books. So it's factual. So it's not like I'm making something up or it's an opinion. It is absolutely a fact that it does not exist. So when I'm saying this is that if you are a dog trainer, you most likely 99% of them are using reward for marking an action. All right. So you're using a reward to provide the dog the reward for doing an action. So if the dog sits, you're using a treat, praise, saying good for the dog doing the action. I really don't know many dog trainers, except if you're doing compulsion dog training, that does not train that way. So we're all positive trainers as well. Where the force free and positive only dog trainers come in, they're the ones that lie to you and the public to make it sound all nice and dupe you into going into their program in hopes that you continue to come to their program over and over and over again, cha-ching, 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 so that you continue to pay them to try to train your dog. And then they'll yell at you. I've heard stories where the force-free or positive-only dog trainer is yelling at you, yelling at the owners. The owners are not lying to me unless they're all psychotic, which none of my clients are. So they're sitting there telling me in the forms that they fill out the verbal abuse and mental abuse that they received from the positive only and force free dog trainers, especially here in the Lehigh Valley and in New Jersey. So where does your local positive only and force free dog trainer or supporter come from? They're not just born out of the ground with it. Because when a human is born, their parents provide them with positive reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative reinforcement. That's a fact. That's how we're alive today. So if their parents and they were born that way and they see that everything's okay, where in their mind does it come from that all of a sudden dogs or the only exception of any species on this planet that should be trained and raised with positive only, even though they do not raise themselves that way? Where does this positive only or force free person come up with some idea that the dog is the only species that should be taught with a positive only or force free mentality, even though it doesn't exist? And a lot of it has to do with the Pet Professional Guild. Now, I wish other organizations like the International Association of Canine Professionals, which I'm a professional member of, would be more active and definitely proving the PPG. I'm going to shorten it, the Pet Professional Guild. I'm going to shorten it down to PPG, proving that the PPG's propaganda is out there for people to cyberbully and harass dog trainers like myself. That's what they end up doing. This here's a dialogue, all right? So I'm on YouTube just pointing out what they write down on their website and pointing out how they train dogs, which completely counters what they write in their website. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going on their websites on Facebook or Instagram or Yahoo or Yelp or anything, leaving bad reviews in hopes to hurt their family and their business. When that happens to me, I try to find IP addresses, and if I can find real names, I'm doing background checks, and it's a small world. So they may be, they may work for Wells Fargo, for instance, where I bank and do commercial banking. I provide them with the homophobic slurs that they call me and the screenshots, and I get that person fired. Rightfully so, right? So that is a tactic to stop the cyberbullying that the PPG allows their members to do. Because I've contacted them about it, and they don't care. So the cyberbullying in this country has been so bad that people are committing suicide over it, and the PPG is okay with people committing suicide. They haven't put out many statements whatsoever saying, hey guys, members, get your clients and people under control. Don't harass people and try to cause harm to people's family and their small businesses. You're putting out nonsense and cyberbullying their reviews when you're not even a client of theirs. So the difference too, and when you're talking about balanced dog trainers, we're not out there going and leaving bad reviews on their pages, which means a lot. We're putting our hearts into it. Dog training is stressful. You know, it's not always happy stuff. You're dealing with dogs with issues. It's a stressful job. And you're already dealing with that stress. And then you have to deal with the stress of the cyberbullying and harassment and death threats and making fun of your children. Stuff that I've been through from the Ilana Reisner, veterinarian, doctor, whoever, that started crap with me. And then you got these people. The same realm of people. So you'll see, I'm going to post this video. We'll see if I get any cyberbullying and harassment. It will just confirm what I'm saying here. And that confirmation, I would like you to take that to heart if you're ever looking for a dog trainer. Because your kid, your nephew, your niece may want to be a police canine dog trainer that uses the same tools we do. And they will be next on this hit list from them to come after the cyberbully. And your nephew, your niece, your child could commit suicide from the amount of harassment, because it is a ton, over this stuff from the PPG. So I want you to be aware of that stuff, because this is where it comes from. Your local positive only and force-free dog trainer and supporter gets it. They don't just wake up. This is where I was going with the history of it and just say, I'm going to hate these people. Right? No. This is where it stems from. So I'm going to read off. This is on the Pet Professional Guild's website and what they're about. The Pet Professional Guild was founded on a commitment to provide educational resources to pet care providers and the public. I'm going to skip around here. Some of it does not need it to be noted on. Established at the beginning of 2012, the PPG began with very simple goal of serving the pet industry as an educational antidote to the scientifically unfounded and dangerous methods and practices popularized by entertainment TV. So, Nikki Tudge. Let's go to dangerous practices by entertainment TV. Nikki, where's your video on this? This is Victoria Stilwell severely injuring a dog. So for popular TV, and this is one of their people that they praise, the PPG, no muzzle conditioning, shoving a muzzle on the dog here. Shoving a muzzle on the dog, and let's go take the dog on a head halty that's severely dangerous. And it can't be around other dogs right now, this dog. So let's watch Victoria Stilwell animal abuse this dog using their definitions. Whoa, shaking her head. Let me put a rope around your face and yank it as hard as she's yanking this dog here. This is severe pain. And according to Dr. Kamen, a world-known veterinary chiropractor, that there could dislodge multiple bones in the dog's neck. So, with that being said, let's go back to Pet Professional Guild, and they are talking about dangerous methods. They have not released a statement on Victoria Stilwell's entertainment TV show there, where she severely animal abused that dog. And this is the hypocrisy of it. I have been called the king of pointing out hypocrisy, and I am going to do that. So here we go. We continue. So the Pet Professional Guild was frustrated by the lack of comprehensive resources committed to force-free training and pet care based on current scientific learning theory. Again, let's go to Jean Donaldson. I think she's on the board here. Let's watch this force-free. Any human being. Is this force? Is this force-free? Anybody that has eyes right now that's a human being, comment to me, and if you tell me that's force-free. Is that force-free? Let me, again, put the dog in a very dangerous dog training tool, which is the gentle leader, and yanking up. So I want to go this way. I want to wrap a rope around your nose area, over around your head a couple times, and whip you around. On purpose. This is what Jean Donaldson's doing. On purpose. All right, so let's continue for the Pet Professional Guild here. Nick Tudge believed that the pet industry needed a source of information where pet owners and pet professionals are committed to use force-free training and pet care methods. Force-free does not exist. Okay? So let me explain that to you. Most people with brains would understand this, but the person that's sitting there that's a positive only force-free person, let me explain this to you. This here, let's say, is the leash. If this leash ever goes like this on the dog, force, ever. I don't care if it's a harness, force. So now they have harnesses that clip in the front. It's called a no-pull harness. What it should be called is a pain harness. So what it does is pinch shoulders, blades together over and over again until the dog learns not to pull. Force. All right? So force, it does not exist if force-free. Force training exists. All dog training has force. So that's a fact and it's science. This here, whoever wrote this, Nicky Tudge, liar, propaganda, flat earther. Okay? So she continues, where a pet owner could be confident that the information, services, and products offered were on the forefront of force-free training and pet care. Let's go to force-free. Nicky Tudge. And you hear me joking around because this is a fun YouTube channel. Nicky Tudge. Force-free. Woo-wee. This is force-free. Let me choke the dog up, Jean Donaldson, in a force-free manner. I'm doing it in a force-free way. This is the way they want you to be duped, public. I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay? And anybody with a set of eyes and ears and a working brain should be able to see this. Now, while this is going on, Dr. Ian Dunbar is in the background choking a dog on a buckle collar. But that's for that. I did a video on that already. So, they have a special counsel. I'm going to look up their 501c too and see, hold on, wait, what's this? By credential of a 501c6 not-for-profit membership. I want to see how much money they're being paid. Because this is where money's involved. People are like, why would they do this? Well, we're going to see how much, if there's board of directors being paid, how much they're making. I'm going to release that. I should have that now. I'll do another video. My apologies on that. All right, so now that we just proved this entire statement about the key charter, it's all false. That's fact, and it's backed by science that force-free doesn't exist. Now we're going to go to, I had a video set up here with Linda Michaels. Now she is, see where I say Victoria Stilwell endorses Linda Michaels. Victoria Stilwell, if you need a reminder, she's the person that's on TV that forces this muzzle onto a dog.
Designed and comfortable muzzle.
Forces, you can see the dog don't want this thing on, it wasn't conditioned, and then she purposely causes animal abuse to this dog using a gentle leader. It was done on purpose. This is not an accident of dog training. So here's purpose, let me hurt this dog, and I'm going to set this dog up. So purposely hurt dog, purposely hurt. Alright, so that was Linda Michaels. Victoria Stilwell endorses Linda Michaels. Now, Linda Michaels, and this is why I brought up in the beginning about the harassment that I may get, and this was just going to prove it's just going to prove it. And I'll screenshot anything I get from it. I'm just showing facts and science and their videos. That's all I'm doing. I'm not slandering them. I'm just showing their videos and talking facts and science. Because what they like to do on this Facebook page called Do No Harm Dog Training is take videos like that we use as dog trainers and put it on there, rile up a social media mob, and that's where they come after you with bad reviews. Linda Michaels, I think, runs that page. So here she is talking about it on Linda Michaels' YouTube. She has 500 subscribers and really no dog. She has written books and no videos of dog training, like nothing.
Hello, dog lovers.
So remember, if you have the miracle, show it.
And dog lovers from every pet-related profession. My name is Linda Michaels. I have a master's degree in psychology and animal behavior, and I've conducted research in a laboratory in behavioral neurobiology. In my
Let me just tell you why that doesn't, real quick, why that, to an extent, that doesn't matter. Right? Again, here's my example. Who knows more about policing the streets? A police officer that's been policing the streets for 10 to 20 years, or somebody that just got a master's degree in criminal justice? Please let me know. Who knows more about teaching in the classroom? A teacher who's been teaching for 20 years, or somebody who just graduated with a master's degree in education? So from my standpoint, I grew up in a household of 16 dogs. My dad had a hybrid wolf. We had shepherds. We were not wealthy at all. My parents filed for bankruptcy twice. I was on WIC, fish, welfare. I had like a couple pairs of pants. My parents tried to do as much as they can. To provide for me and my siblings. But my dad always brought home animals. He was an animal guy. And he taught me a lot about dogs. And being around that many dogs taught me a whole lot. And that's before I went to Rutgers. I'm at like a class shy for my master's degree. But I've taken so many classes and different things from different universities. I have enough credits that I could probably just apply and receive my master's degree at this point. And that's just my background. And of training dogs, not doing studies. So as she said, she's been doing studies. Who gives a shit about studies? I want to see it. That's why, like, where's the video footage?
Practice. My specializations in behavioral consulting are wolf dogs and domestic dog aggression cases.
Surely there would be video footage of it. Surely.
Knows that using shock, prong, and choke devices for dogs is not only unnecessary, but will typically either elicit aggression or shut down behavior. And this may well result in medical injuries and very possibly in psychological damage that is undoable.
So if you go on my YouTube channel and a lot of my colleagues, I have hundreds of videos absolutely 100% scientifically destroying everything she just said. Now, if we go on her channel, there's no videos. I don't care what article you wrote. Anybody can write an article. I use the example of me writing an article. I could write an article. I took 10 quadriplegic dogs and using juicy treats, I had them climb a 100-foot tree each. It was amazing. And the way that we did it was just a clicker and some food. And the dogs didn't have any legs, but they climbed this tree, and it was just amazing. And we're going to put it in the psychologytoday.com's article. And we're going to talk about how using remote collar and prong collar is unnecessary, and we're just going to use clicker and treats. If we can take 10 dogs that don't have any legs to climb a tree, why would we need the remote collar or prong? Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? That's the type of articles that are written out there with no video footage backing it up. And that's, again, here, no video footage backing up the claims. In this day and age, I want to see video footage of it. I'm in the middle of my own health issues where I may need back surgery. I've been doing my own studies on how the backs, they do the surgery, how they're going to fuse any of my discs together if needed, and they're going to put, I guess they have like some kind of spongy disc that would go in between the disc that I have already, or it's already, I forgot the word, like a plastic disc or something. But I'm doing the studies. I want to see about the video of it. I want to see what it visually looks like. I just don't want to see an article written saying that they're going to have a magic wand and go voila and my back is fixed. So let's continue.
That's the saddest part. This isn't the kind of training that you can try and see if it works and then decide, well, I think I'll try something else.
Wrong.
The dog training industry, sadly, is entirely unregulated. So we must say, buyer beware.
Buyer definitely beware. So I have a bunch of forms, thousands, that have gone to positive-only force-free dog training in any university. If Linda would like these to work on, and it's no hatred or anything, if Linda wants to work on looking at all these clients and going over the forms, and they'll testify as well as witnesses on the stuff that they submitted to me on how force-free and positive-only dog training had failed them, and now that remote collar and prong collar dog training has made their dog successful, happier, and took the fear away from them with their dog. I have that evidence, and it's all on video too. So if you need that, I have no problem giving it to you, because it just completely disproved everything you just said.
Thing says, I have no skill like a dog trainer who uses a shock collar.
So wait a minute. So she just said that
who uses a shock collar.
Let's go back, because she just called her military. She just said that military canine officers and police canine officers have no skill. I'm going to turn that up. She can't cafeteria pick who she wants to be a hypocrite to. All right? Let's not play that game. So she just painted a...
Buyer beware. Nothing says, I have no skill like a dog trainer who uses a shock collar.
Wow, so Linda Michaels just said that our military canine officers and police canine officers have no skill. They have no skill. I disagree with that. I think that our military canine officers and our police canine officers and our, if they're search and rescue dogs, these dogs are jumping out of helicopters on Garmin remote collars, as you can clearly see in images, helping our country. And she's saying they have no skill. So you have no skill, soldier, according to Linda Michaels, because you're using a remote collar with your dog.
So we're going to take the shock collar that was just relinquished to me by my client a couple of hours ago and throw it in the trash. Along with the remote.
Great remote collar system.
It has 100 levels on it.
Yeah, it
with
does.
6 levels of boosters and
I don't really use the boosters on any of that.
This lovely dog was also wearing a prong collar.
So this is not a prong collar. This is why the doctors should stay in their lane when it comes to dog training. All right. This is called a star mark collar. This is not a prong collar. Oh my God, man. Are you kidding me? That's similar to me saying, pulling out a harness and saying, this buckle collar right here, it's a harness. What are you talking about? This is a star mark collar. I do train with them, but I rather use a safer tool like the prong collar. The prong collar is the safest dog training tool. And that's according to Dr. Kamen. I keep bringing him up, but he did a lot extensive research on what the tools do to the dogs. And the prong collar is the safest dog training tool for the dog. All right. Let's continue.
They look innocuous. The prongs are hidden. But these prongs, although they're plastic, are very sharp. And they hurt. Let's throw it in the trash. We ask you to please join us in the Do No Harm Facebook dog training group.
And that's the group
and
I'm talking
also
about.
To use the hierarchy of dog needs.
And this is her selling her
and
book.
force-free methods.
That's why I said the money's involved.
Please support the Pet Professional Guild, Shot Free Coalition, and have a happy dog. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to Dr. Ian Dunbar, who she supports, and the Pet Professional Guild. Okay, we're going to go back. So this is force-free dog training.
Good job.
Okay, cool. So that's what Linda must support. She hasn't said anything about not supporting that. And then this is force-free dog training
With excitement.
with Victoria Stillwell. She hasn't said anything about this. So force-free dog training is forcing the muzzle onto the dog without conditioning the dog, as you can see here. Get that off of me. She puts the gentle leader on without conditioning the dog to it. And then she provides severe pressure and severe pain on purpose to this poor Great Dane. Okay? There's other ways to train the dog. I would not train the dog this way. This is force-free and positive only way of dog training. This is what the PPG, the Pet Professional Guild, says is force-free. Anybody with eyes and a brain could see that that's not the case. Okay? Again, here with Gene Donaldson, and it's, the only reason it's very hard to find any training videos of them. Gene Donaldson strangles a dog here, pulls up. That is not negative reinforcement. So she tried to say that's negative reinforcement. Anybody with half a brain, with eyes that understands the 4 quadrants, understands that that's positive punishment right there. And then we're going to go... Linda Michaels, again, doesn't have any dog training videos. All right. There's like one video of her doing a Canine Good Citizen with an Akita. But you would think that somebody who wrote books would have a lot of dog training videos, right? 14. We're going to go to my channel. And we're going to take a look at the dog training videos there. Here we go. Alright, so this is a dog that's on a harness. Now remember, Linda Michaels says that this is a great dog training tool. Look at what it's doing to the dog here. Frustration, no leash guidance. Dog got treats. Martingale collar. We're teaching the dog proper pressure around their neck. Look at the difference in science-backed data. Okay? This is science-backed data.
When you're ready, just toss it to a little bit to the side there and say your name and
Alright. So this is why we're very vocal on actually providing science to you, and for you to understand where that why that positive only and force-free dog trainer in your local area is harassing you or making fun of your children or doing anything along those lines, right? Like I said, I do a lot of videos on training on documenting the science behind everything. So here we have a dog on a harness, and again, it's freaking out like you wouldn't believe. And my dog's on remote collar. So as you can see, a remote collar did not do anything bad. Linda Michaels in the Pet Professional Guild wants to ban remote collar and prong collar. Surely, by this video documented evidence backed by science, we would have to ban the harness. It would have to be. Because imagine if the roles were reversed and this dog that wants to basically kill my dog here was wearing a remote collar or a prong collar or was acting out like that. Surely they would be the first ones to say, we got that. See, that's why we got to ban the prong collar. That's why we got to ban the remote collar. Well, two can play that game. Two can play that game. All right? So here we go with positive only dog training from Petco. I don't know if I don't remember watching this. Dog's on the harness. So let's see what we got here.
Yep. Yeah. So we wanted. That's why I say.
And now, see the owners at this point.
Good. That's the impulse.
This is the way they come in for the consult. Is they come in they get frustrated and then they start getting the tools on their own. Right. So even though she's saying she used the harness just for the car, she's at the point where she bought her own prong collar. That harness was used prior for the walking as well, and in the Petco training. So then she went and got a prong collar. It was not fit right. So that's why we had to come into training. And now if you see the way that she's rocking and rolling in our class, I just posted a video somewhere. Right here. Look at her now. That's a place command from, let's say, 150 feet away. And this is done by remote collar. So according to Linda Michaels, the dog would automatically be shut down. And she said that our military and police, canines, and remote collar trainers like myself are not skilled. What is that? So my dog, how come in the video I just showed you that this dog is being trained, and I document the process. You can see it on our YouTube channel. Dog's trained, dog's fine. How come that dog is trained and fine, and we got Gene Donaldson here choking up a dog?
He's so excellent.
So excellent. Let me just cause you a ton of pain. Oh, it's in a nice positive reinforcement way. I'm only joking around and you know, joking around with that because it's sick. It's sad, man. The fact that you got this person, Linda Michaels, saying that the remote collar is the one causing the fear and damage. Tell me what Dr. Ian Dunbar is doing here. I want to see a statement put out.
Good dog.
He tells every owner to
So
do
that's
this.
basically all it is. I express my shock and dismay and instantly do now backpedals to the boundary line. This is training that is well worth doing. One day you'll find it may save your dog's life.
So, forcing fear into your dog and yelling at them, according to Dr. Ian Dunbar, is well worth doing. It's a force-free and positive-only way, according to Pet Professional Guild. But they want you to believe that. So I'm going to continue this series on this and going through and making sure, like the Pet Professional Guild, they have a shock-free coalition. I want to see some dog training videos from these people on this board to see if they can back up what they're saying. Because that's where your local positive only and force free lunatic, this is where it comes from. This here, according to Pet Professional Guild and Linda Michaels, is great dog training.
Valuable resource.
I don't see it. I think this is animal abuse, especially from a professional dog trainer. And then Dr. Ian Dunbar choking the dog on a buckle collar later on in this video. Dr. Ian Dunbar scaring the hell out of a dog, forcing fear upon them. And then you get dogs like here, and you'll see the difference once we train them on remote collar. 150-foot place command. Look at this. Owners are back here asking for a place command. Dog's not shut down. Nice tail wagging, all happy. Science, evidence. This is why in this video where Linda is saying all this nonsense and military and police and canine officers are useless dog trainers, I don't buy into that.
The dog training industry,
and you shouldn't either.
Sadly, is entirely
she should have videos. Linda Michaels should have videos of her work. All right? And I don't care about any book or articles. The only thing I see, unless she has another YouTube channel somewhere, is this stuff. I mean, she's working with the wolf dog great. I'm talking pet. You're the one that's talking about pet dog training, and that pet dog training does not need any training tools at all, and you can do it in a force-free, positive-only way, like how Victoria Stillwell here hurts this dog. All right, so you're the one that's saying that. I'm not. You're the one that's saying that dog trainers are to force a muzzle onto a dog and never condition them. You're not really saying it, you're supporting it. So you're supporting this type of stuff. Then you're also supporting this dog being hurt on a gentle leader, and somehow think that this gentle leader pain is equivalent to the safest dog training tool, which is the prong collar. So this pain here, I would be shocked, let's say, if this dog did not have some kind of injury here. This is not right, and that's very sad to watch. So there's some other stuff here on the Pet Professional Guild's website. Again, if you have been harassed by Pet Professional Guild members, called homophobic slurs, had any kind of physical threats to you, they do not remove you from being a member. Even though they say that in their stuff, they don't care. So they don't mind the homophobic slurs of being called to people. They do not mind the cyberbullying. They do not mind if you if they make fun of your kids. They do not mind about the potential suicide effect from all of that. Like they say, they rather kill their dog before putting a prong collar on it. They rather human life is nothing over having the dog just be force-free and positive-only trained. And that doesn't exist. It's facts. I've proven it. And anybody can prove it. If you like my kids, my daughter just turned 5 years old. She can explain it really well how force-free doesn't exist. And how positive-only doesn't exist. So this is one video of many that I'm doing on the Pet Professional Guild. Again, if you have videos of them dog training, please send them to me at aftdogtraining@gmail.com. And I would like to see if they're using any negative reinforcement or positive punishment on the leash. I like to see them working in the shelter, taking a shelter dog out, working with them, and they can't use negative reinforcement, positive punishment in that instance either. I have videos of us working with shelter dogs, rescue dogs. We just did a seminar. I have the whole seminar uploaded. I think it's like 2 or 3 hours long, where we saved a ton of dogs' lives. We did a free seminar at that event. We hosted it, and we took care of the shelter workers. They deserve it. And the rescue workers, they deserve it. And volunteers, they deserve it. They do a lot of work. But there's a lot of confusion in rescue and shelter too, where they're saying they're using force-free and positive only because of this. This is where it stems from. And then it trickles down. So if we can somehow get the Pet Professional Guild to stop lying and actually go with science, then maybe there could be a difference made in the dog training community. And maybe the RSPCA isn't euthanizing 30% of their animals, or PETA's not killing 90% of their dogs, and then we can start maybe saving dogs. But if those videos of like over in other countries upset you with where they're actually still eating dogs and stuff, you should be equally upset that they're putting down good dogs because of this. Because of them saying that force-free and positive only exists. It does not. And that is the science. All right, everyone, have a nice day. I got to try to figure out how to take this and turn this off again. Oh, man. Oh, this is where their Facebook page is at. So this is what I say. This is the stuff they're promoting. They wanted you to take the pledge. Oppose the use of such tools. Fear. Somehow they're okay with Dr. Ian Dunbar's fear that he puts on the dog. Pain. They're fine with Victoria Stilwell purposely putting pain on a dog. Distrust. They're fine with Dr. Ian Dunbar. They're fine with Gene Donaldson causing pain. They're fine with it. But if you use a remote collar or prong collar, like the military and police do, according to Linda Michaels, you have no skills. You're not a good dog handler. You're not a good dog trainer. She can't pick and choose unless she's a hypocrite on what that statement meant. So, all right, everyone, take care. Have a nice day.